What's going on, everybody? Today we're doing our thingy on Zoom because a fella is sick. That
Yeah,
fella being Tyler, but hey, we're
not
still
trying to,
getting,
hack all over all the equipment.
yeah, we're still pumping out content.
Still got
And
to do what we got to do.
still got it. Yeah, exactly. We still got to do
Show
what we
must
still
go
got to
on.
do. You know, the show must go on for us, but maybe not for the Phillies offense.
Phillies offense, the show has been
Piss poor.
been dragging. It's been
They have been
dragging at this point.
dragging. Yes. I mean, they have won 2 out of 3 series. They have been, I mean, they won 2 out of 3 series, which I mean is good to start the year. My prediction of them going 9-0 was clearly out of the water. So there goes that. But you see the offensive production against the Nationals, and it just doesn't really look good. And then the team gets a reset. They go to Coors Field. They score 10 runs in the first game. So you're thinking like, okay, we just scored 10 runs. We're playing at a very hitter-friendly ballpark. We're going to easily sweep them and score like 30 runs. And then the next 2 games, they scored a combined 3 runs. So there's something concerning with this offense, and it feels like we're watching the playoffs again with how they're playing.
I was just about to say that. Like the problems at the end of the season last year are
Have-
right back
yeah, it's like
here
they've
at the
carried
beginning of the
over.
season. And the amount of striking out this team has done, the amount of people left on base, the fact that they're not hitting with runners in scoring position, they're not doing anything situationally good at all at the plate. And a lot of guys just kind of look like they're flailing up there and that they're not ready to start the season, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look good at all for this offense. Like there's only like there's some bright spots in the offense, but I mean, freaking Justin Crawford is leading the team in batting average as a
Look, here,
rookie.
there's three people on the roster that have a batting average above 222. That's
And
it. Three
that's
people.
Trey Turner at 289, Garcia at 294, Marsh at 303, and Crawford at 321.
Oh, my bad. Four people. Whoops.
4 people. But
Sorry.
yeah. But
Everyone
like
else is below 222.
yeah, Harper 139, Marshawn 143, Alec Bohm
Schwarber's
176,
188.
188, JT 182, Bryson Stott 222.
So it has not been a very good start to the season for the offense. And
Like Bryce Harper has a 535 OPS.
his on base percentage is only 205.
Yeah. Like
Like he's
he's
barely at
flailing at
200
the
on
plate again.
base.
It's unbearable to watch Bryce Harper bat now, and it's kind of upsetting too.
And I know that he had the World Baseball Classic and he had that home run, but if you take that home run out of the
That
equation in
that
the
was the
World
only
Baseball
thing
Classic,
that
he
happened at
didn't
the
do
World Baseball
anything.
Classic. The only thing that happened was the home run. He got
And
maybe a couple. He got 6 hits, and the one was the home run, and the five were like singles and like a double. And besides that, I mean,
I mean, a
really
double that
did.
he really legged out into a double that
Yeah,
probably should have been a single,
he
but
really did not have do much in the World Baseball Classic.
no, he didn't do much in the World Baseball Classic. And I understand that because you're in the World Baseball Classic, you're not getting as much spring trading at bats. So it would make sense as to why he is getting off to a bit of a slower start, like him and Schwarber, the guys that did participate in the World Baseball Classic. But I mean, Stott had a fantastic spring, and that has not carried over
Yeah, it's
into
not
the
really
start of
carried
the
over.
season. So,
The only one who's had like a good spring that's carried over, I'd say like Garcia.
and Crawford
Crawford, yeah. Crawford and Garcia.
and
Crawford.
everyone else has basically just been. I mean, Trey Turner
Trey Turner's
has
been all right. He's been good.
he really turned it around for this whole series in Colorado. He had what 7 hits in
Yeah.
this series against Colorado, so that really upped his average.
Mhm. He had 1 hit on Sunday's game, 2 hits in Saturday's game, and 3 hits. So 6 hits out
Okay,
of his 11.
6 hits. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good series. You're getting 2 hits a game basically,
Yeah,
and
it's not bad. He's
it's nice that him and Justin Crawford are both getting on base because that's setting up the bases for Schwarber and Harper. It's just Schwarber and Harper aren't
yeah, they're
doing
not
anything
doing
right
they're
now.
not doing anything. Like
So you can't put any of the blame on either Justin Crawford or Trey Turner. They're doing their job of getting on base for the big guys, and the big guys aren't doing anything
the
with them.
big guys are flailing. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
you got Mickey Moniak hitting 2 home runs against the Phillies, like redemption tour.
Well, Mickey Moniak had a pretty good season last year for the
He did, yeah.
Rockies,
He had
and
he had a really bad splits
it's
away, but
it's not like he was really that awful with the Phillies. It's just he kept getting hurt all the time
he
while
kept
he was
getting
here.
hurt. And then once like the Phillies needed reinforcements for the playoffs, they're like, yeah, we have to send you Mickey Moniak, and then that got us Brandon Marsh, pretty much.
Right. And I mean, even though it might sting the fact that Mickey Moniak just got 2 home runs against you, it's not like his team that he's on is going to go anywhere. So
That's his team's not going to go
his
anywhere. The Rockies.
team's not going to
You have
go
to hit those
anywhere.
home runs off of Taiwan Walker, who is, is the worst pitcher in baseball.
So for anyone that is sitting here that's a Mickey Moniak sympathizer or is like, oh, the Phillies shouldn't have gotten rid of him, just relax. The Rockies aren't going to be doing
Yeah,
anything.
Walker has a 9.31 ERA.
It's not like you're going to see this kid go on and win a World Series with the Rockies.
No,
So,
not.
like, let's calm down out there. But when it comes to the Phillies and just their offense in general, they got to start just number one. I think they need to move. They got to flip flop Bohm and Garcia. And
Garcia is playing much better than Bohm.
I don't know why they didn't just start off the season with Garcia in the 4 spot instead of having Bohm
Yeah, I
because
don't know why they like Bohm so much at the cleanup spot.
we've already seen Bohm in the cleanup spot enough to know that he's not really what you want in a cleanup hitter. Like I don't think there's going to be this miraculous home run outburst from Alec Bohm. That's just not the type of guy that he is. It's not the
Yeah,
type of swing that he has.
as a contact hitter, he rolls over like
Right. So
not.
you need someone that's going to actually put a little bit of thump in the baseball
And we
that's
saw
going to
that,
be in the 4 spot.
and we saw that with Garcia.
And not only that, Garcia has basically been a 4 hole hitter his entire career with the Texas Rangers.
Yeah,
So
they're slotting him into the six hole, 5 hole.
so why you didn't have him in the 4 hole to begin with, just I don't know. But hopefully Rob will like realize that. I mean, he's probably going to give Alec Boehm a little bit more run in the 4 hole spot. It wouldn't be good for a baseball manager to be that reactive 9 games into a season, I don't think. But I don't think it would go past the end of April if Boehm continues to
If Bohm
not produce,
if he continues
essentially.
to slide and just not put out that production while Garcia in the sixth spot, getting on base consistently, driving the ball, they're gonna have to be making some changes. And I know Rob Thompson will make changes to the lineup. He always adjusts
He
during the season.
does. And that's one thing that I will give Rob Thompson credit for is that he does try to use different lineup configurations and he does try to get creative with the types of lineups that he does put out. It's just sometimes it takes him a little bit longer to come to those realizations of needing to change the lineup than we would really like to see. Like, we knew for months last year that Castellanos was not the guy in the lineup to be hitting either 4 or 5 or whatever. And it took Rob Thompson how long to drop him all the way down to
Yeah,
seventh in the lineup?
that's true. But I think they just wanted to get him like specific ABs too, because I mean, who else do you really have that's gonna bat in the cleanup spot besides Nick
Yeah,
Castellanos? That's like Alec Boehm.
well, yeah,
They
I
didn't have
agree,
like a they
but
didn't have like an essential cleanup hitter. I mean, you can't bat JT cleanup. He's struggling even at batting eighth.
yeah, and the real problem for this team for the past 3 years has been they don't have a true cleanup hitter. They do have a true cleanup hitter in Schwarber, but you don't want to put Schwarber at cleanup
Yeah.
because you take at bats away from him. But honestly, at this point, I'm willing to sit here and be
I mean,
like, just put him at the 4 spot.
they've put Schwarber at the cleanup spot. I mean, a couple of times, but who's going to bat second then? Because then you have Trey Turner leading off, what Harper batting second, and then who's going to bat third for Schwarber?
I
What
mean, you
Rowe?
could potentially put Crawford in the second hole, in the 2 hole.
You could, but like they're both like contact ground ball hitters. So
Yeah,
I mean, I don't really
which
see. I really kind of see Crawford batting ninth there because you have to get him on base for the big guys, like what we just talked about.
right, but if the big guys are hitting third and fourth, then it would make sense to have him and Trey Turner be 1 and 2. Now, do you want to put that much pressure on the young kid to be hitting second in this lineup?
Yeah,
That's really the
that's
question.
another thing.
Like he's performing well in the 9 hole, and although that is encouraging, he is in the 9 hole for a reason. And it's not to say that he's not capable of like driving the ball or anything like that, but you would probably want to see a couple solid months of production from him in the 9 spot to get him really comfortable and adjusted to the major league game before you move him anywhere else into the lineup. But if he continues to play how he does, I don't see how you can't move him further up in this lineup at
Yeah,
some point
you're
throughout the
gonna
season.
have to.
Especially with the fact that you got like 5 guys that are hitting under 200 right now. You can't afford to have a guy hitting 345 at the
Yeah,
bottom of your
at the
lineup.
bottom of your lineup. Yeah, you need to be
Yeah.
moving whether
Like,
that's JT batting ninth or whoever. Like, because I can't even trust JT anymore.
right. And honestly, I don't really need to worry about who's my 9 hole hitter. I do need to worry about who's my 2 hole hitter, though.
Yeah, who's two, who's three, who's four. Like,
Right.
yeah, I need to
Like,
worry about the top of the lineup.
if my 9 hole hitter is just a JT and he's got a good catcher, but he isn't able to hit the ball anymore, all right, then he's Martin Maldonado. The Houston Astros won like 2
Yeah,
World
but he's
Series with
getting
that guy as catcher.
$15 million to be a Martin Maldonado.
Well, yes, I agree. It's a horrible, horrible contract, but I don't really need something too crazy from JT Realmuto if I'm
No,
getting
not at
production
all.
from other spots in the lineup, you know? Like that's all I'm saying is that we don't need JT, especially the catcher position in general, to be an offensive powerhouse. We just need him to be able to stop balls from going past him, throw people out, be good defensively,
Yeah,
call a
that.
good game.
But JT's trait has also been defined by his hitting. He hit very well in a couple seasons here with us. So
Oh yeah,
the
he
15
was
million,
fantastic in Miami as well.
the 15 million is egregious. I think we all know that as fans, but we just want him to succeed.
Oh, 100%. But you can see that he's clearly lost some of the bat speed and his timing is not the same. Like he's going to have to make some adjustments more than he did last year, probably this season,
He's
if
gonna
he's going
have
to
to.
be,
He's 35 years old. He's
yeah.
going towards the latter year of his career.
And if he's going to want to stay on this roster past this season, he's going to have to turn it around because
Yeah, because
I mean, they can't continue to pay him 15 million a year if he's going to perform like this. They're going to
yeah,
have to do
you
something
can't
about
pay a
it.
guy $15 million who's gonna have a 65 OPS plus and terrible framing that's carried by an automatic ball strike system, but
Yeah,
he works good with the pitchers. He likes the pitchers. He likes the coaching staff. Like, no. I'm not wasting
no,
$15 million on a guy that's going to bring me no production offensively or defensively whatsoever. I mean, they're getting paid by Ghost Energy $600 million. They said that could be used to buy a player. Meanwhile, they told Harry Callis, his widow, like, yeah, the money we'll get from there, we'll just use it to buy some napkins.
like I do realize that you had to make some type of move when you didn't sign Bichette, but
It didn't have to be JT. You could have gotten a catcher on the trade market.
exactly, or you could have just gotten him back and not offered him 15 million. I doubt there was another team out there that was offering him that much money.
Apparently, the Rays were in on JT, but for
Yeah, but
$15
we're
million dollars,
that's what I'm saying. The Rays giving out a $15 million
like this
contract
is the
to a
breed
35-year-old catcher,
this
that does
breed
not sound like the Rays.
this breed is not talked about in the Bible.
Like
$15 million.
the Rays probably would have offered him like 8 million per season. Like,
Yeah,
come on, it's the
that's
Rays. They're
that's
not offering big money to anyone. It's Tampa Bay.
yeah. They barely got their stadium fixed.
They barely even paid Wander Franco. Gave him what, like seven, or it
It gave him
was
like a
something
hundred
years.
something. It gave him like 120 million, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, and that was over like 7 years.
Yep.
So, respectively speaking, like that's what, 18 million a year. You're telling me they would have given JT 3 million less than what they were going to give Wander Franco, their career shortstop? Like hell no.
Fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So, and I know that apparently the Red Sox were in on JT, but I would find it very hard to believe that there's another team out there that was offering him not only 15 million per season, but also 3 years. You know, someone
Yeah.
may have offered him
I'm pretty
15 million for one
and
year,
JT probably clawed his way to that third season.
and it's looking like another bad signing by
But
Dave Dombrowski.
Dombrowski, yeah, to go along with Castellanos and Walker, and I mean those are mainly the big ones. I mean,
Well, I mean,
there's been
Romano from last year.
yeah, I mean, but there's
Romano
been a
was
lot of
awful.
1 year deals that have been sucked, like Romano and
Kepler.
Kimbrel, Kepler, who got suspended for performance enhancing drugs for being ass. So anything is possible. You got
I mean, he's the Austin Hayes trade that didn't work out.
yeah, the Hayes trade. Yup, you got
There's been a lot of
Whit
moves that he's made
Merrifield,
that haven't
Dylan
worked.
Moore.
Yeah, there's been a lot of moves that really have not panned out the way that you would hope.
No, they haven't.
And he's going to have to start hitting on some of these moves that he makes, especially this upcoming trade deadline. Now, luckily last year, the two moves that he did make were slam dunk moves. Harrison Bader performed out of his mind, and Duran is now the closer of the next 3 to 4 years. So, but he's going to have to do it again this year because this team is,
It's not
from what
ready.
we've seen
It's
so
not.
far, it's
It's
not.
not prepared. They're gonna
They're not
need.
good enough.
It depends, like what they'll need though. Like what if like Zach Wheeler doesn't come back to his best perform like on a good enough level? They're gonna need a starting pitcher to replace or to give some depth if Wheeler doesn't perform well. Or what if they need like Painter goes down with an injury, or Nola has a setback, or somebody has an injury? They're gonna need a starting pitcher, and then don't even get me started on the outfield again.
Well, the fact that you don't have Rojas as your defensive replacement outfielder has already kind of popped up this season already, I want to say, by the fact that you've had a couple of fielding misplays from Adolis Garcia in right field. And I understand that when you lose the ball in the sun, there's not really anything that the player can do about that. But also, Johan Rojas probably ain't losing that ball. Not that Johan Rojas was playing in that game, but also the fact that you got to put guys like Otto Kemp out in left field, and he's not a left fielder. As much as I love Otto Kemp, as much as I like him, as much as I think he's going to be a pretty decent player for the Phillies this season, he's not an outfielder. And you can't have him rolling out in the outfield. Other than him, who do you have as your next guy that's an outfielder to come off the bench? I guess Dylan Moore.
Dylan Moore, yeah, they really have no outfield depth outside of Dylan Moore, Otto Kemp. We
And
saw
like,
those to play outfield. That didn't work out.
and think about it. Dylan Moore is a guy that is a infielder by trade. Same with Otto Kemp. They are both converted into outfielders by necessities of the teams that they've been on. Dylan Moore is a natural third baseman. Same with Otto Kemp.
Yeah.
And the fact that you have to trot them out into left field and right field every so often because these guys can't play 162 games every season is going to end up being a huge problem probably for this team going forward at
Yeah,
some point throughout
probably.
the season.
They really don't have like yeah, their outfield depth is Crawford, Garcia, Kemp, Marsh, and then they list Schwarber as the designated hitter. So I mean, if you really wanted to, you could trot Schwarber in left field. We saw that.
I mean, that's not going to be any better than Otto Kemp.
Yeah, that's going to be probably worse than Otto Kemp. Be chugging out there for the ball.
Right. And if Otto Kemp's not going to give you stuff like offensive production, then there goes one of your platoon spots in the outfield. And now all of a sudden, you only have three outfielders, and then you got two guys who can kind of play the outfield, not very well, and that can't hit.
They're going to have to hope that these guys in AAA, like the Gabriel Rinconeses and Felix Reyes, they're going to have to just hope and pray that they work out.
Yeah. And that they end forcing the Phillies' hand at some point to give them a shot to come up here because what the Phillies have right now in the outfield is basically just as bad as it was last year. It's marginally better.
Yeah, if not worse.
I'm not going to say it's worse because I think the Garcia over Castellanos is a
Yeah,
clear
that's
upgrade.
a clear upgrade. Yeah.
And I do think that having Justin Crawford in center for an entire season over Brandon Marsh is going to be an upgrade as well. Same with Marsh in left field over Kepler. So I do think that it will be an upgraded outfield, but the bar was not set very high for this outfield to be better than it
Yeah,
was last year.
not at all.
This was the 29th ranked outfield in all of Major League Baseball last year. So for it to improve is not really that impressive. It literally could not get any worse.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something at the deadline again. Get another outfielder.
And they're going to have to do something to get another guy in here that's going to be a contact guy because you can't be going 17 for 73 with runners in scoring position over a 9-game span and expect you to go anywhere in the playoffs. You can't be hitting 230 with runners in scoring
Yep.
position and expect to win anything.
That's gonna be just like the 2025 playoffs again.
Yeah, like as much as we all love home runs, how many games did the Phillies hit home runs in last year that they didn't win in the playoffs? Let me see.
They hit
The game,
yeah, every game. There was no home
every
run.
game.
Yep.
So, like every game that they lost to the Dodgers last year, they hit a home run in. It's just that they were solo home runs. And if you're not going to have people that can actually take advantage of the fact that there are runners on base, then you can't rely on just solo bombs to get you through a team like the Dodgers or to get through a team like the Blue Jays or the Mariners if you're going to face them in the World Series. Like, you're going to need better than just a home run when there's two outs and Schwarber's up and no one's on base for him.
Or Harper, who comes up with two runners on and swings and misses at a changeup that's damn near touching the dirt.
Exactly. Like this is why last year when we were going through the trade deadline stuff, I was pretty high on getting Stephen Kwan.
A
And
contact
understand
hitter who
right.
gets on base a lot.
And if it wasn't
That's
him,
tough to
I
find him.
was also I think both of us, we were both high on Ketel Marte, trying to get Ketel Marte in here.
That would have been a lot of money.
It would have been a lot of money, but
Not a lot of money, but a lot of prospect capital.
it probably would have been worth it though. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
if
so.
if you would have had to give up Painter, it probably wouldn't have been worth it. But if you had to give up, I don't know, like maybe because they didn't have Abel at that time, they had already traded Abel away. Trying
Yeah,
to think.
traded Abel.
I mean, I guess yeah. There's not really anyone starting pitching wise other than Abel and Painter, unless you want to go Gene Cabrera or Moise Chasse. But Chasse had some type of injury last year, and I think Gene Cabrera did as well. So they probably weren't going to get traded regardless. But if you could have gotten Ketel Marte in here, that probably would have fixed a lot of problems that you have with this offense. That would have been someone you could slot right into either the 2, 3, or 4 spot. Someone that is a switch hitter, someone that has power, someone that plays a good second
Someone
base,
that would change
plays a
the
good
offense.
outfield. So the fact that you weren't able to pull the trigger on a guy that was basically the prototype to the player that you needed is a real disappointment. And if Ketel Marte is going to be available again this trade deadline because the Diamondbacks aren't going anywhere, then you have to make like, in my mind, you have to make every prospect available in order to go get him
Yeah, I
because
don't
you
know.
don't have too
I
many
don't know
years left
about
in this window.
what about Painter though? I don't know what they're gonna do.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do either, but you got to start making some of these moves now because if you don't, then you're not going to get a World Series with the group of guys that you have. The window
Yeah,
of opportunity
it's
is closing.
closing. It's closing, and then we're gonna be sitting there in Citizens Bank Park with empty seats across the third deck as we have the 28th ranked farm system in baseball after giving Jay-Z another $20 million extension in his
And
age
don't worry,
39 season.
all your beers at that point will be worth $23 per
Yep.
can because you're paying for the freaking $350 million roster of old, overpaid players that the Phillies have. Paying freaking $12.50 for goddamn chicken tenders and fries. Like,
Bargain's gonna be like $45.
dude, you said you went to the game already this year. You saw what the prices are like.
Yep, they raised the prices of parking.
Dude, I saw someone post a beer can, just a regular beer can was $16.
Oh my goodness.
16 fucking dollars for
Oh,
a 18-ounce beer. Are you kidding me?
that's ridiculous. Just to
That's
pay
insane.
a talented overaging roster.
So that's what we're all gonna have to look forward to when,
If the Phillies don't wake up, that's what we
yeah,
have to look forward to.
like if the Phillies don't pull the trigger and get some of these guys in here to really complete this roster and get a World Series, then in 2 years, when this roster starts to really go down the shitter, there's going to be no one in that stadium. And the people that do go are going to get price gouged for every fucking dollar that they have because the Phillies need to find some way to pay all these guys because no one's coming to the ballpark anymore. So
Huh.
Phillies
Just a
definitely are going
slight
to have
over,
their work cut out.
just a slight overreaction.
I mean, I don't really think that the 2 year thing is an overreaction. But realistically, with this core of players that they have, how many years
It's
left
not, but
do they have?
we're also 9 games into the season. But we know what we
Oh yeah,
saw
I know.
like last season, the playoffs, and how bad a season can start for teams.
Yeah, I mean, with the Braves last year, they were the Braves basically their season was over 3 weeks into
Yeah,
the season
their season was over. Like,
because they got off to such a horrible start. Now the Phillies haven't gotten off to that bad of a start. They at least have a winning record right now. You know, they're 5-4, but you can't dig yourself that hole early on in the season by the fact that it seems like 6 of the guys on your roster are just not ready for opening day.
yeah, so they're gonna have to change it around and quickly.
And I do think they will. I'm not panicking about this team. I still think this team's going to end up winning 93 games this season. They do have 3-game road stand or road trip against the San Francisco Giants starting tonight, and Giants have not looked particularly good.
Yeah, Giants have looked terrible. They have pretty much the same offense as almost as the Phillies.
Well, so I heard this driving home the other night. apparently the Giants have the worst run differential through the first 10 games by any team in the past 15 years.
Oh wow.
They have a minus 25 run differential already.
That's insane. That is
It,
insane.
it's
Oh my
9 games
goodness.
in, and they've already
Nine
been
games in.
outscored by 25 runs.
Oh my goodness.
So the Phillies couldn't be, facing a better team to really just get the confidence up against than the team that they're going to be going up against tonight.
Hmm. But the Phillies haven't won a series at Oracle Park since 2013. They're 8-27 at
They do
Oracle
always have a hard time out there.
2014. But hey, we got Andrew Painter on the mound, but hopefully that changes up a little bit.
And I think that the fact that they're playing in San Francisco, such a pitcher's friendly ballpark, you're not going to see Andrew Painter be the reason why this team loses this game tonight if they do lose. If they do
If they
lose, it
lose the
won't be
game,
because of
it'll be the offense.
yeah, 100%. But I do think that they come out with the win tonight, and I think that the offense gets off the schneid a little bit.
They need to get
Uh,
The offense needs to wake up. They need to have like a players meeting, get on the damn thing,
Now, I
wake
do
up.
know that the starter they're going against is pretty, or at least had a pretty solid first outing to the season. So
Yeah,
I don't know if
Adrian
I'm
Hauser.
expecting, yeah, I don't know if I'm expecting like a huge offensive performance, but I'm at least expecting them to get 4 to 5 runs
At least,
tonight.
yeah, that's all we need is just 4 to 5 runs.
If they get 4 to 5 runs, they should win this game. They
Hopefully.
should. Yeah. And like the Giants are not a good enough team to even score 4 or 5 runs against Andrew Pacer.
Yeah, like come on.
So hopefully Phillies get that win tonight and it'll start off a nice at least 2 games that they win here to win the series in San Francisco. It would be the first time that they won a series there since you said 2013, right?
Yeah, 2013 was the last time the Phillies won a series in San Francisco.
So if you could win this series out there in a stadium and a place that you historically and traditionally do not play well in, I think that that will give these players a lot of confidence coming back home. And then you got the Diamondbacks. So you should be able to hopefully win that series. If you're able to win, let's say like 4 out of the next 6, all of a sudden we're not sitting here panicking. We're excited about this team again. So
Yeah, and hopefully that happens.
yeah, and it's not too tall of a task for us
It's
to ask for them to do it.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's not like they're playing the Yankees and the Mariners in this next like 2 series. They're playing the Diamondbacks and the Giants, 2 teams
Diamondbacks and the
to
Giants.
play.
Yep.
So they should be able to win 4 out of these 6 games.
Yeah, I hope so.
And then you want to anything else on the Phillies, or you want to move to
No,
the
we can
Flyers?
move to some hockey.
Because the Flyers have all of a sudden
They are
gotten up off the
they're in a
mat and come
playoff
back to
position.
life.
They're in a playoff position.
I have no idea what type of magic that they have been sprinkling on their skates or whatever the hell they've been doing.
They've been
But
playing really good hockey, and they've been getting lucky with a lot of the teams that have been that they have been trying to overcome,
I
like
mean, dude, they're 8-2 in their last
Like
10 games.
Detroit, Ottawa, the Islanders. Like they're getting a lot of help from other teams losing.
Yeah, the Islanders fired their coach because the fact that
Yep.
they're going through that's the downward spiral.
They fired their coach with 4 games left.
Yep, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
But
You don't
that
pull that off
shows
anymore.
you that shows you how badly the Islanders want to make the playoffs, though.
Yeah.
By the fact that 4 games left, they're going, nah, fuck you, dude. We
Yeah.
gotta
They are
turn this shit around right now.
firing their coach with 4 games left.
So the fact that the Islanders are falling apart, Jersey has not really been good all season, so it's not like they have had an opportunity to like fall apart. But Columbus hasn't been playing well the past couple of games.
Detroit
If
hasn't been playing well the last couple of games.
and they do their next game is against Detroit.
Yeah.
So that's going to
No,
be a
it's against
huge,
New Jersey,
huge
then
game.
Detroit.
Oh, it's New Jersey, then Detroit. Okay, yeah, you're right. But those two games right there are going to be huge. If you can win those two games, especially if the Islanders continue to fall, the only other team you got to worry about is the Blue Jackets, and you're 2 points up on them already.
Yeah.
So if
They
you
already
take care of business,
they have a game in hand on most teams already.
yeah. So if you're just able to take care of your business, Flyers, if you're able to win the next two games, they're
They
probably
really
going to make
just
the
need a win.
playoffs.
They really only need a win. It's just like probably 3 out of the 5 games remaining on their schedule, and they should be in a postseason position.
Even potentially 2 out of 5 could get them in,
Yeah, depends
as
on how
long
well
as
how
long as they
well.
take one of the other games to overtime. You know,
Yeah,
but they've got 90 points now on the year, and with 5 games left, sure they're probably trying to get up to 100 points so that they can really secure and feel good and really not have to worry at all the last couple of games, the
they would
last
have
two
to win
games.
their remaining 5 games, which
Well, they would have to. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, you're right. They only have 5 games left. Yeah,
yeah, they have
they would
five
have to
games
win
left.
now
They
to
have
get to
to win
100.
5 out of 5 to get to 100.
So probably not going to happen, but it would be the first time since 2017 that they would get to 100 points if they were able to get there. And that is a long time. I feel like that 9 years since they've had a 100-point season. So it's looking a lot better than it has in previous seasons for the
Yeah,
Flyers.
it has been.
And they've got some young guys now that are really contributing. Porter Martone played fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, scored the game-winning goal. His first NHL goal was the game winner in overtime. He's been looking
And
fantastic ever since he came up from the NHL after Michigan State.
yeah, he's been up here for what, 5 games now?
Yeah,
Four
only
games,
only
five?
5 games, and he look at the impact he's already made.
And is a guy that 100% belongs in the NHL. He belongs in this league. He belongs on this
Yeah,
team. And not only has he been playing well, Tyson Forrester, since coming back from his injury, has been playing
playing
fantastic.
well in the few games. Yep.
Matvey Michkov has started to pick up his play with the addition of these other new guys into the lineup, these other younger guys into the lineup. He's been playing much better. He had a 3-point game 2 games ago,
Yep.
which
Against the Islanders, had a 3-point game.
he he hadn't had a 3-point game, I don't think, at all this so far this season. So you got that, plus you got Konechny, Sandheim, Noah Cates has been playing very well down the stretch. Ristolainen's been putting in some good defensive shifts.
Hmm.
This is looking like a potentially dangerous
It,
team.
it it could be like it's exciting seeing that April hockey is once again meaningful in this city.
And Dan Vladar seems to be stopping everything that comes his way.
Yeah,
Like,
he's fantastic.
dude, I honestly feel more confidence in the Flyers and their like prospects for playoff success than the Sixers. How do you feel?
Oh, the Sixers will obviously they'll make a playoff spot. I'm not sure if it's going to be either the play-in or whatever, but teams 11 through 15 in the Eastern Conference are all eliminated. So the Sixers will either get a guaranteed or a play-in. So we know
Yeah,
that. Well, I mean, if the Flyers continue what they continue doing, they could easily bypass the wild card and slot into the third spot in the Metro, and make the playoffs.
yeah. I think that they're gonna hold on to that third spot. I
You
don't
just
think they're
can't,
gonna let it go.
you just can't slip up.
They've got winnable games coming up here. I mean, as we just said, you got Jersey and Detroit the next 2 games. So those are 2 winnable games. Plus, it's guys within your own Metro division. So you're going to be, really putting yourself that extra leg
Yeah, New
up on
Jersey,
them.
Detroit, I believe New Jersey, Detroit, Winnipeg, Montreal, and there's one more team that sputtering on, but
Yeah, Capitals is their last game of the season, right?
yeah, so we have the Flyers. have New Jersey, Detroit, Winnipeg, Carolina, and Montreal.
So 4 of those games, I would say, are games that they have, or at least games that they would be favored to win, in my opinion. The only one, maybe not, would be Carolina, I feel like, right?
Carolina, yeah, Montreal's another good team, but the Jets should be a winnable game. The Red Wings, the Red Wings would be tough, but they already beat them once this
Right.
season. And the Devils, they should win as well.
So they do have a chance to potentially win at least 4 out of these 5. And if you're able to win 4 out of 5 or even 3 out of 5, I feel like the Flyers have probably locked up that third spot.
Yeah, they just can't get any more regular season losses. They're gonna need to get either they're not even regulation losses. They're gonna need at least getting at least a point from these.
Yeah. You got to get 2 points, I would think, from New Jersey, Winnipeg, and Detroit.
Mm-hmm. So that
Really
you can get
feel
those
like you're in
points.
a comfortable
I'd
position.
probably save in 5 points from those three games.
Yeah, if they're able to get 5 from those 3, then Flyers should pretty, I don't want to say pretty comfortably, but they should be able to sneak into that third spot by
Yeah,
a point or two.
they should.
And we also have to highlight the guys that have been, being fantastic, that have been playing great all season, and that's Trevor Zegras. He's been fantastic. This team is so much better with Trevor Zegras as opposed to what it was last
Yeah,
year
he's such a
without a guy that was a true number one like that. Christian Dvorak is having a fantastic season. Owen Tippett is starting to come alive again. He went through a little bit of a dry spell in the middle of the season, but he had that fast start to the season and he's closing pretty good.
yeah. He tied his career high in goals.
So they're playing their best hockey at the best possible time. And this is a team that I can actually sit here and say I am excited for what's to come. And
Which is
it's been a long time you've been able to say that
something
about
we
the
haven't
Flyers.
seen in a while.
Yeah. It's been how many years? 18 years since we had playoff hockey in this
No,
city?
not 18 years. You got flamed on TikTok for saying that. It's been 8 years.
8 years. 8 years. Okay. Because I know that they made the playoffs in 2020
Yeah,
and
it's been eight
was the
years
last
since they played hockey, playoff hockey in Philadelphia. 2020 was the
right,
last
right,
time
right.
they made the playoffs, but that was
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
bubble.
And it was what year? 2018 was the last time they made the
Yeah,
playoffs? Okay.
2018. They're 8 years.
So yeah. And if they're able to get back to the playoffs this year, then Danny Briere, Keith Jones, take a bow. You
It'll
guys have
be a,
had a very, very great impact on this organization.
it'll be a great
And
offseason.
looking forward to what's to come. And the two of those guys seem to be getting the right players in here. And we still got more young players coming up the pipeline, plus the fact that you're probably going to be able to sign a couple guys this year in the offseason. Flyers are going to be good.
Yeah,
Flyers are going to be good,
it will
dude.
be. They just need to keep it up.
Yeah.
That's the same with the 76ers.
Honestly, the Sixers, not as excited about them. And maybe that's just because of the fact that we've been hurt very thoroughly by the Sixers, I want to say, over the past just the entire Joel Embiid era.
But I
And
mean, they're close to making the play. They're close to getting that guaranteed playoff spot. I mean, Joel has been battling an illness, but he's expected to play tonight. You have Paul George playing fantastic ever since coming back from the suspension, which is what we should have seen from Paul George since he signed that massive contract with the Sixers. And now we're seeing that, as he's coming back from his suspension, almost 2 years later.
I mean, he's looked great in these couple of games that he's actually played in so far since coming back. He's looked like the guy that you actually wanted when you signed him.
Yeah, it took only like a year and 10 months, but they got it.
Finally, better late than
Yeah,
never, right?
finally. You still got Tyrese Maxey playing really well after his injury. You have
Kelly
Edgecombe,
Oubre's come back and
yeah,
played well off
Kelly
the
Oubre.
bench.
You have Edgecombe playing good. The team just needs to stay healthy to get into the postseason.
Yeah,
If you have Joel missing a game or two in the playoffs, so you have George missing a game. I mean, you're not going to be able to win these games, especially if they're the 6 seed, having to go up against like 3 seed Knicks, who you had
you're
already,
not gonna.
yeah, who had already beat you in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Now, I did hear a rather interesting take on the air, and I just want to get your opinion on it because I'm very anti to doing this type of thing. But I believe it was radio personality Kevin Cooney that said that he wants the Sixers to fall to the 8 seed so that they can end up playing the Pistons without Cade Cunningham because they have a better chance of getting past the Pistons without Cade Cunningham than any other team in the Eastern Conference in the first round. How do you feel about that, Andrew? Because I'm against it.
So look how they played against the Pistons on Saturday night without
Yeah,
Cade Cunningham,
yes, I agree.
and they got
Now, that
they
was a
got
game
their
where they
ass
didn't have
wiped.
Joel.
Yes, but still, no, they got no offensive production outside of George, Maxey, and Edgecombe. No one else on the bench provided anything. If they're gonna play like that against the Pistons, dude, they had Tobias Harris talk shit on them.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter the fact that Joel Embiid will play. If they're going to play like that against the Pistons, then
Like Tobias Harris was talking trash to the crowd, probably saying like, "Oh, I dropped 0 points in an elimination game. They wanted to trade me for a crumble cookie." Like,
well, in all fairness, I don't think that Tobias was ever really used the way that he should have been while he was here. Now, you can chalk that up to coaching. You could chalk that up to his own timidness as a player and not wanting to really take on the star role mantle. But he never really fit in with this roster, I feel like. And he fits in a lot better with Detroit and what they try to do. And it makes sense that
he was
he
getting
has had a better career for Detroit.
he was
And
getting paid that ludicrous amount of money. He needed to be in that same system working with Joel and Tyrese and Harden.
right, but instead of working with them, he more was just the forgotten guy that was left in the corner by himself to just shoot a spot up three. And that's not really Tobias Harris's game. You know,
Also,
like
don't drop 0 points in an elimination game in
yeah,
30 minutes.
I'm not trying to sit here and say like have like a pity party for Tobias Harris or anything. I'm just saying that I'm not entirely surprised by how well he has played for the Pistons because he has been a good player basically wherever he's been in the past. And he did have good seasons with the Sixers. He was good with the Clippers. He had some good seasons with the Sixers. I forget what team he was on
He was on
before
the
the
Pistons
Clippers.
originally.
Well, he started off on the Bucks, and the Bucks traded him to somewhere
Yeah,
else.
he played for the Pistons before coming to the Clippers and then the Sixers.
Yes,
So
that's what
he
it
went
was.
back.
Yeah, and he played good for the Pistons too. His first stint with the Pistons, he played well. So it's not like he's a bad player or anything like that. I'm not really surprised by the fact that he's playing well. It just sucks that for some reason the coaching staff in Philadelphia was never able to figure out the right way to utilize him with Joel Embiid.
And that's on the coaching though. That's on Brett Brown and Doc Rivers and Nurse. Like
Oh, 100%. Because he's showing you he's a good enough player that he's able to, I don't want to say carry a team, but he's able to be a very important piece on a contributing team that's a winning team. Like, he was just an afterthought while he was here.
he was, and that I mean, also don't say that the fans would trade you for a crumble cookie because they're never gonna forget that.
No, but I do see where his sentiment is coming from. You know, he feels like he didn't really get the shot to be the player that he actually is, which he might have some there might be some truth in that statement.
Yeah, but we could have had Butler instead.
I think everyone would have agreed that we would have rather had Butler over Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I agree.
Even with Tobias Harris playing the way that he is right now, I would still take Jimmy Butler.
I would, yeah. I think anybody would.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's just a better player. There's nothing against Tobias Harris with that. It's just Jimmy Butler is a much better player. Well, maybe not much better at this stage in his career.
At this stage
But,
of his career, but when the Sixers originally signed Harrison that contract,
right, he
that,
was much better.
that they could have had Butler for much better.
Yeah, yeah, that's my point. But let's see. Anything else we want to get to on the Sixers?
And just that they have a couple games left against two teams that have gone out to Texas for two more games, and then they'll play the Pacers and Bucks, and that'll be their season.
Yeah, and these two games that they got are going to be hard games down in Texas. You got San
Yeah.
Antonio. San Antonio is a very good team. And you got the Houston Rockets. And I know that there's turmoil within that organization because Kevin Durant's a part of it, but they're still a very good team. And these next two games are going to be hard games for the Sixers to win, but they're probably going to have to at least win one of them.
Yeah, they're gonna have to win one of them if they want to stay in a guaranteed playoff spot.
Yeah, they're going to have to win at least one of these games, whether that is tonight against San Antonio or do they play Houston tomorrow night or do
They
they
play
have a travel
Houston
game?
Thursday night, so
Okay, so they got to travel.
they have to go and win at least one of these games against both the teams in Texas because they can probably they'll beat the Pacers and the Bucks. They can beat those teams.
Yes, they can. And the reason I ask about when they're playing the Rockets, like what day, is just because I'm trying to figure out are we going to see Joel in both games or just one?
Yeah, we'll
But if
see them in both
they've got
games. If they're playing
rest in
tonight,
between,
Monday night, and they'll play Thursday night.
yeah, then we'll see
Oh,
Joel
we'll
both
play.
games.
Yeah.
And honestly, we need to see Joel in every game going forward.
We do, yeah. Good thing there's no back to backs in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I don't think they have any back to backs, right, for the rest of the season.
No, I don't believe
Rest
so.
game, they have rest days all in between.
Yeah, I think they just play the Pacers either Friday or Saturday and the Bucks Sunday. So one more back to back.
Either way, I got to see Joel in all four of these games.
Yeah.
I got to see Joel out there with Tyrese Maxey, with Paul George, and see all three of them have success
Hmm.
while in the lineup together.
Yeah, you're gonna
That's
have
one
to.
thing we've never really seen.
Hmm. That is true. We have not seen that pretty much all season.
Almost like the entire time that Paul George has been here, we haven't seen it.
Yeah, but now we're finally going to be getting meaningful games with them.
And it'll be these next two games will be a nice little gauge for how the Sixers can really do in the playoffs.
Yeah, that is a good chance to see how the Sixers will fare up, not just in the playoffs, but against playoff teams. Like,
Yeah, like just against better competition in general.
yeah,
And if they're gonna win anything in the postseason, you want to at least, even if they don't win either of these next two games, they got to be competitive to give you a really good feeling about the team.
yeah, they will have to in order to get into that guaranteed playoff spot as well as go deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, like they can't have a game where they lose to San Antonio tonight, like 131 to 109.
Yeah,
Like,
they can't
you
get
have
blown
another game
out.
like that, then that's going to really deflate this team heading into the playoffs, I feel
Yep.
like.
You can't be having Joel Embiid out there hitting 35 minutes with 15 points. Looking silly against Wembanyama.
Yeah, he's going to have to play better. And luckily, he in the games that he has been playing in, he seems like he is actually healthy when he is playing.
Yeah, he's definitely been playing better ever since he's come back from injury.
So that is nice. Now, I do know that he's playing through illness. Do we know what type of illness it is? Is it like the
I don't
flu?
think
Is it,
they didn't really announce it,
they
but
didn't
he's been
specify?
playing through illness, and then they kept him off for injury management for the game against the Pistons.
So who knows what illness he has, but I mean, unless he's got something that the dude played through freaking Bell's palsy 2 years ago. So
Yeah, so
I'm sure
he can
he'll be
play through
fine
anything.
playing through a little sickness. The man played with freaking half his face paralyzed.
You're not wrong now.
Like I just want everyone to appreciate the fact that this man played basketball while only being able to blink one eye. Like
He's a workhorse, and people underappreciate that.
people do underappreciate Joel Embiid in this city. We do criticize, and there is points where criticism of him is definitely fair and warranted. But he's definitely a guy that tries to play whenever he can, I feel like. And when he does play, he puts it seems like all of his effort and his heart into it. And that's definitely something that we gotta appreciate about him more than we do, because I feel like we knock him for it. Because instead of us being like, oh, look at the heart he's playing with, diving on the floor for balls, we're like, what is he doing diving on the floor for a ball? You're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So we do need to like appreciate that side of Joel a little bit more. But still, it makes me wince every time I see him do something like that because I'm just worried about the knee.
Yeah, me too. And if something happens with the knee, then especially in the playoffs, he's
This,
done.
but this team is capiche is
Yeah,
over.
capiche. Yep.
But
Uh,
hopefully Joel's able to stay healthy. I know that he's never been able to really stay healthy for an entire playoff before, but who knows? Maybe the ninth time is the charm.
yeah, I hope so. And I guess with that, I'm gonna call it here. So hopefully that the Phillies offense can get something cooking, and then hopefully we see our two Winters teams in the playoffs next time we speak again. So
Yeah, hopefully they're both playing into May.
yeah,
Wouldn't that be something?
hopefully. So we will see you guys next week.